When I pulled the rotten bed off my OBS F250, I knew I was gonna find damage. I just didn't know how much damage there would be. I found this OBS 7.3 F250 on Marketplace 3 states away, where it was abandoned in a barn on a farm. Clearly, from the pictures, it needed some work and sat crooked. But my dad had one of these as a work truck when I was a kid, and I was determined to return this Ford to its former glory. After giving it a good scrub and removing the rusted bed, it's obvious why the cab and bed never lined up. This crossmember's completely rotted.
Look at that. It's just destroyed.
And it's the only thing keeping the cab from twisting off the frame. So today, we're fixing the damage that's warping the cab and bed out of alignment, so our fresh new bed from down south will actually sit flat and level. But that's not the only thing stopping this truck from moving forward. Literally. Turns out the rear brakes are completely locked up, so we're rebuilding everything back there. The maze that is the drum brakes, even all new parking brake cables front to back. If we pull this off, the truck will finally roll and stop under its own power for the first time since I barely drove it out from the barn. So let's get into it. Step one is getting that wrecked crossmember out, which means first removing the massive 5-inch exhaust that's in the way. This thing is huge and held on by hopes and dreams. Very clever, this exhaust hanger, but it gets better because up here we have the old razor wire combo. And why have a rubber isolator when you can have a rubber strap? I'll remove the bolt going through the chain that's holding up the rear. Unbolt the hanger that's hung by the razor wire. Nice. Then cut the razor wire itself. That's quality right there. What the absolute heck is this? Another high quality hanger. But when I try to unbolt the front of the exhaust attached to the downpipe, they don't want to come off. So I cut those off. And then exhaust is out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why did I say that? Oh, that is good. Wow. This thing is giant, and it's gonna open up lots of room to work under the truck without this in there. I don't think I'll be putting it back on there either. Part of the fifth wheel toe plate's still on the frame that I'm pulling off now, along with 2 bed bolts that had to get cut. Might as well get all this stuff out of the way while I've got the access and before the new bed goes on. And while I've got an extra set of hands, Dad and I pull the rear bumper off too. At least whoever had this bumper off last actually made it easy on us. Looks like there's never seams on there. But now it's time to tackle the worst damage on the truck. The rear cab crossmember causing the truck and cab to sit all wonky and uneven. The rear cab crossmember keeps the frame and cab of the truck solid and lined up, while supporting undercarriage parts that connect to the body. And mine's so rotten, it's not supporting the cab anymore on the passenger side, allowing the cab to rest on the frame and float around all freely. I'm glad the cab stayed on the truck during its trek up, and we'll replace it by lifting the cab up off the frame.
In the whole truck too, but this is going up though.
Okay, it's not collapsing the body though, right?
I can't really,
That's why I
can't tell. I don't think it is.
All right, where'd you say you want to try from?
Right here, right? It's the cab mount.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think you could even jack for that.
Yep, that's going up nice now.
So now we take blocks and put them
Right in this,
right
where
in
it was rubbing. Right?
Yeah.
It was sitting on the frame.
Yeah.
That side will work. This side's going to have to
go up.
We're going to have to move it onto this side of it. So. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
With the cab lifted and supported by some wood, we'll go into the cab. Oh, wow. Oh, what the f***? This whole seat, it tilts forward, but it slides forward too. And there's like fucking popcorn, some sort of seeds all over the back. This thing was definitely on a farm. I'll remove the 2 bolts holding in the seatbelt and the 4 bolts holding in the rear bench seat. Get the seeds out of the way. Come on, now get out of there. It's free. The heck is this supposed to work? Do not tell me that console has to come off. Oh. What's that? I didn't think I did.
What?
Need help.
Trying to have a small down because I can't shut it down right there. That way I can sit and watch you. Hey, get me a beer. Ooh.
I told you. Yeah. Huh? Yep. Well, I gotta strip the interior and pressure wash the carpets and stuff anyway, I think. And right below the carpets are the rear crossmember cab mounts. While I'm in here, I'm gonna strip all the interior panels out. Oh no, I lost one, the first one. No! Another one down. I will save you. The whole reason for removing all this interior trim back here was to be able to access this dent, to be able to push it out from the inside. But unfortunately, as you look in here, you can't access it without removing this inner shell. Huzzah! What the heck? I can't access the cab from here either. Oh, that stinks. I guess I'll be finding a different technique to deal with those dents. But now Dad's pulling out the 2 crossmember bolts holding the cab to the crossmember. Wow. That's
fucking lucky, isn't it?
Go ahead.
There it is.
There's 2 bolts holding the crossmember itself to the frame. But once we pull them out... Holy shit.
Oh, I should have got a video of that.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, do it again. Wow! Look at that though, Dad. Fucking just broke right off. Wow.
Okay, the other one.
The crossmember is dust. It was barely holding on. How does this even... you would think that we cut it.
May as well get that other one. We'll see if it goes in there quick.
Yep. Fresh off a Southern truck from eBay.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Our solid rear cab crossmember, which doesn't even look like the same piece since the old one was so mangled. Just look at the difference. Aren't those the body mounts? This thing's looking pretty nice shape and pretty big. You got all the bolts and stuff too with this thing.
I think these ones sit on top of this.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a chore. Then Dad and I go about getting the new crossmember in the truck, which wasn't that easy. We're hitting this thing though too. Should we pull this out?
Hold on. There's no way it would go like this.
It'd have to be like that and then... This one's below the frame. That's supposed to be on top, isn't it? Or...
Maybe that's...
No, I'm sorry. No, that wouldn't make sense. No.
But it would be a lot easier if it went up above.
No, it can't go up above, I don't think.
See how it fits nice right there? Sits under the frame, that's how it goes. Somehow, it's gonna have to be banged in. So now what we gotta do is jack the cab up.
Okay.
Don't forget this thing could roll. Is it coming up enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, it's hitting the rock. Oh, that's why it's not moving anymore.
It was hitting the bottom of the cab too.
Go up a little more. I'll see if I can get this one in there.
Yep, still clear. Wow, look at that. Lined up right now. We got some random bolts I had in the garage started to hold the crossmember in place.
Do you have one of the nuts? I don't.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a nut on it.
Try it. It took a little finagling, but once we got it properly positioned, I can pull out the temporary bolts and put in our fresh grade 8 bolts, as well as tighten down the cab bolts. Think of how much better it would look even if it had the shitty bed on it right now. It would at least be sitting.
You know how hard this would be to do with that bed on?
Oh, yeah, how would you even do it? You'd have to pull the bed. Now the new crossmember's in, the cab and frame are solid and strong together. And when we go to put the new bed on, the cab and bed will actually sit even and level. All right, now we gotta fix why it's driving horribly. The back wheels are like both locked up. So when you try to drive the truck, it just doesn't wanna get going. And then when you go to shift gears and you put in the clutch, the thing tries to basically stop itself. So when you grab the next gear, it's not like ready for it. You can actually see here when we pulled the bed off, the back tire like locked up and dragged for a sec. It's a big mess and something's wrong with the brakes or the rear wheels, something. We're gonna find out what. There's hardly any fluid in the brake reservoir, so we'll add some in, then pull one of the rear drum brakes to see if there's a leak in there or something that immediately stands out to what's the issue back here. This drum is holding on for dear life and does not want to come off. But after prying and prying, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be quite bad. Well, to be honest, I don't know what I'm looking at here. A drum brake works by using brake shoes inside a round drum. When you press the pedal, the shoes push outward against the inside of the drum, creating friction that slows the wheel. As soon as you let off, springs pull the shoes back and the wheel spins freely again. These ones have seen better days, and they're probably originals. Doesn't help that the brake cables are all rusted too. Since this is a standard transmission, kinda need the parking brake, so we're gonna replace the cables front to back. Dad and I put on the front cables first, that loops around the mechanism on the parking brake pedal itself, then we install the assembly back into the truck. Dad and I routed the new parking brake cable down through its spot in the bottom of the cab, then bolted the parking brake assembly back into the truck.
Yeah, there's a bolt like this up top that wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
And the one that I just tightened on was fucking finger tight.
Oh.
Yeah, so they must have f***ed around with it or something. This was the only one that was tight right here.
The old parking brake was seized into the connector, which had to be chiseled out. Is that just a little, like, cam lock thing?
Yeah, but it's very rusty. And they probably didn't give you one of these, right?
Probably not. Then route the new connector through its spot in the frame.
That does not look like that wants to go in there.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Way bigger, huh?
Since the new cables didn't come with a new connector, Dad needs to do a little bit of finicking and cleaning with a wire wheel to make the old one work. We routed the cable along its position on the frame into the rear passenger drum, but before we reattach it, we're gonna rebuild the rear brakes. Correction, Dad's gonna show me how it's done. Drum brakes look very daunting and confusing, and it helps to take lots of pictures when doing them.
Wow, that came off easy, but I don't know how it's gonna come out. Okay, so this thing here, okay, that goes down like hooks onto that.
Oh, okay, so that's in the replacement kit. I remember seeing that one. And that's one brake shoe off.
Okay, this should come off, but if it's nothing wrong, we're not gonna with that.
Agreed. We scrubbed the nearly 30 years of brake dust and crap away. Then I go about removing the old cable. It's out. Neighbor Steve came by to check that the wheel cylinders work, these little things in here, since that's what pushes the shoes out against the drums and makes you stop.
No, it's not frozen.
Think it's okay then?
Yeah, I'd put it together.
Okay. We already confirmed the wheel cylinder, this little thing here, works, since that's what pushes the shoes out against the drums. A few more springs and hooks go on, and, while using the old brake shoe as a diagram, we attach all the necessary bits from our rebuild kit to the shoe. And on one of the old shoes, we even found it was cracked. Dad attaches more hooks and springs to the other brake shoe. Then it's time for reassembly, and with the new parking brake cable too.
fucking miracle if these work.
As I go flying by down the road, Dad, I don't think they work.
Dad cleans up the inside of the drums with some sandpaper. Then it can go back onto the truck. A lot easier than it came off. And it spins. With one side working, we jump to the other side.
These ones are cracked too.
Off come the old cracked shoes, springs, and clips, and on goes the new stuff. Then we have to get the parking brake cable from the front to attach to the rears with this equalizer piece, but it's just not making it.
What you got now? You around it?
Yep.
So using a ratchet strap, we pull the equalizer up as far as we can so we can attach the front cable.
Is it moving it?
Yep. Now it is. You can hear them moving. Close. Like 2 more pumps.
And finally, it goes on.
See, the rednecks have spoken.
The drum slides back on.
Drum goes on easy. Very easy.
And that's all the new brakes out back and all new cables complete.
See, now it actually rolls a ton easier. Look at that. Well, this thing now rolls. It now stops. It has an emergency brake. I need to adjust it a little bit more, and on top of it all, the cab actually sits where it's supposed to be and level with the frame. That was probably the biggest thing that I was worried about with this truck, but now that that's sorted out, I'm sure we're gonna run into a lot more stuff, but I'd call that a win for today in my book. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy motoring.